What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Trust the Tape. My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Yeah, Cavanaugh, yeah. Cavanaugh! I, of course, am joined by a man with the Super Bowl ring, the greatest drafter of all time, 1998 Philadelphia Eagles draft. He drafted like 5 Pro Bowlers or whatever. Well, some of it was trading picks for Pro Bowlers, but don't worry about that. The great and powerful Bryan Broaddus.
Hey, Bryan.
Morning, Bryan.
How you doing, sir? Yeah, it was a fun time, man. It seemed like a long time ago, but here we are. Yeah.
Dude, everything seems like a long time ago when I really think about it. Getting old.
Yeah.
Getting old's weird. You don't feel old.
Kind of
well,
weird.
I do feel old physically, but I don't feel like I'm supposed to be old, but I'm getting old. And that's the way that it goes. I'm obviously ahead of you on draft stuff, but I figured we'd do Cowboys stuff and then maybe sneak in some draft stuff. But
okay.
I'm definitely out in front.
I got about 15 guys I could go through right now, Jeff, if you'd like to.
I'm
if you feel so inclined to talk about some second round edge rushers, I could go with you right now.
I have watched a single position group so far.
Who'd you watch? What group?
I've been hunting linebackers.
What did you do with if you watched the linebacker from Georgia, Allen?
Yeah.
What did you think about him? Did you
fine.
really watch him? Are you okay? He's fine. Are you pulling up notes?
It's not fair for him. Okay, dang it. Okay, we are going to talk about the Cowboys, but
no, talk about the Cowboys. I'm sorry, but yeah, I was just curious because to me, that's one of those guys that I'm kind of like caught, and I hate this when I already get into a draft, when I get into draft mode and I get caught on some players, I mean, there's an edge rusher at Auburn I feel the same way about, and I mean, there's
you say you don't like him?
I like him, but not to the level I think that everybody in the league likes him. And it reminds me very much of the problems I had with the Texas A&M kids, right off the jump with those guys. I was kind of feeling like that. Oh man, was I wrong about these guys? Everybody's got these guys in like the top, they all got them in the top, 10 of the draft. And all of a sudden I'm like, why do I have a second round grade on this guy or what? That's the issue I was running.
CJ Allen is the Georgia linebacker. People have him as like a top 10 pick.
I know he was one of the top linebackers on Dane Brugler's list that I was doing.
So I like him. I'll tell you, here's what happens when you're doing, especially if you do one position and you just start working through players. So the way that I have started the NFL draft stuff, welcome NFL draft people. If you're in the season now. We will talk about the things I put in the headline for the Cowboys.
No, I didn't mean to screw us up. I was just having fun with you, but I just want to let you know that there's some guys that everybody's kind of talking about as this guy, and I'm kind of like, man, Clemson's got an edge rusher. Clemson's got an edge rusher that's very much the last year's TJ Parker. TJ Parker was like this incredible player in 2024. And you watch the Pitt game, you watch North Carolina State game, you watch South Carolina. I mean, like all legitimate stuff. You watch Georgia Tech, Duke this year. He's not the same player. So these are the struggles that I've already, here we are, me a week into this thing. Another struggle is there's a guy named Keldrick Falk from Auburn. I mentioned him, and he's very much similar to what the problems I had with Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M last year. And here's a guy that he looks the part, everything about him. He's 6'6", he's 285, but he's not a quick twitch guy. I mean, he's a guy that Bill Parcells would have absolutely loved. Because he's that kind of a build. He's kind of that 5 technique, old school defensive end look, but he's not a twitchy guy. And there's a lot of scouts that went into Auburn and they were all like, oh, this is one of our top guys. And Keldrick Falk has not played like one of the top guys. So this is the struggle that you have, going into these draft processes, is that okay, guy here, and then you really watch, and is he the guy that's killing South Carolina and killing Pitt and killing those teams, or is he the guy that's getting blocked regularly by Georgia Tech and Duke and people like that? That's the struggle. That's the struggle that I'm already enduring right now with, But anyway, yeah, 163 days till the draft.
You guys are
sorry,
all
I went off. I went off that. I'm sorry. That's me. I know you put something in the heading. My apologies. It's just the early struggle for me. The early
You're all
struggle.
psychos. Look, Bryan, I'm going to teach you something. Okay, let me teach you something about the NFL
about
draft.
a tease. Wait a minute. You've taught me something about the draft before.
I'm going to teach you something about the NFL draft, Bryan.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Okay.
Where anyone else thinks somebody might get drafted. Who cares? Like you don't have to John.
No, I don't care. No.
You have to John Snow your sword out and feel like you have to defend yourself against something. Like you're just watching the guy and you putting them where they go. That's all.
See, the thing about it is though, you do have some people that will come after you. I've said this. Let me teach you something, young Jeff.
Come on.
Never have a problem with anybody's opinion as long as they've done the work.
Here is Jeff's. I'll tell you how many players I am in now. 4. Here is, and one of them is CJ Allen, the Georgia linebacker.
Yeah.
And I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. The hard part is you watch people in an order, some sort of order.
Yeah.
The first people I watched for the NFL draft were 2 guys at Ohio State, Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles, number 8 and number 0.
Haven't seen Styles yet. He's on my list next to do, but Reese. I think Reese is an edge myself, but
I don't care where he plays.
Really
I think
good,
he'd be
man.
fine as an edge, but I think he can cover. I think he
he
play.
play. I don't disagree. You know, I saw Pro Football Focus's mock draft yesterday, and they had him and Downs within your reach. They had you picking at 14, but they had him and Downs.
I haven't watched Caleb Downs that way yet. I know that everybody loves him and he's amazing or whatever, but I did see him go flying by and miss a couple tackles while I was watching Arvell Reese. If we're just going to take shots at great players, I did see number 2 just go wee and then miss people. But he looks like he hits hard.
Yeah.
Arvell Reese is a monster. He's a monster. So I'm watching, and then Sonny Styles looks like an Arvell Reese clone. Okay. So these are 2 Ohio State linebackers. I think they say that Sonny Styles is 6'4", and Arvell Reese is 6. Sonny Styles is 6'5", Arvell Reese 6'4", and they're both listed at like 240 something pounds. And they're both studs. Yeah. And so I go from watching these long levered, like you can't keep a block on me, easy shed, make the play. And then you turn on Florida to watch CJ Allen and you see a guy that's listed at 6'1", 245 or whatever. And so it's just a whole different way of operating. And he's like a little tank. And I'm saying little about a guy that's listed at 6'1", 245.
Oh, he's stout though, man. Stout.
Yeah,
player.
I mean, I thought he was a good run player. I think he could also probably help you as like a blitzer and a rush guy, but he seemed like a real go forward guy. And the Ohio State guys are both real smooth, lateral
guys,
coverage. And so I think by the time I'm done with it, Arvell Reese will be a top 10 player for me. And I haven't even seen any of the other top 10 players.
Yeah.
And I think Sonny Styles lacks a little bit. So they look very similar and they both were a single digit, which is fun.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to get Sonny Styles draft stock up.
Yeah.
That's a wild spec. That's a Recky specky for me. Okay. Cause check this out. What you watch Arvell Reese do for Ohio State throughout most of this season so far, because I went in sequential order of their games. I watched 4 of them. Is he's the one who, when they go 5 across, lines up on the edge or one inside of that to rush from the middle. And he kicks ass at it. He's awesome at it. Then I watched, what was the last game I watched? The last game I watched of the Ohio State kids was Wisconsin, which is the most recent game of the ones I've watched. And all of a sudden, Sonny Styles is kind of playing that 5th guy on the edge. And I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody's hyping up Arvell Reese and he's going to get drafted real high now. And they're like, hold on, we got you too, Sonny. You want a shot at this? And he's not the same at it. He's not as good at the pass rushing. I don't think he has quite the violence in his hands. But Sonny Styles, I think, could easily be a first-round pick also at linebacker. I think he's really good.
Matt Patricia's done a nice job with those guys. You watch Ohio State play defense. They've done a really good job with those guys. They've got really good players. But anyway, I'll tell you what. There's a guy I think you're really going to like, and I know you love wide receiver play more than anything.
I do love receivers.
is Jordan Tyson from Arizona State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen him play live a little bit. Seen a little bit of his action.
Yeah. He's got some George Pickens to him. You watch him play.
Well, we shouldn't need a wide receiver.
No, George Pickens in a good way, playing football. Not George Pickens that might have been at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Brian, we shouldn't need a wide receiver because
I'm just telling you, got to watch all these guys, man.
If
got to watch
George
Puka
Pickens,
Nacua, you got to watch them all.
If George Pickens isn't here long term, the Cowboys traded for Quinnen Williams for no effing reason, and that doesn't make any sense. But the Cowboys don't always have a plan, so who knows? Maybe they aren't trying to keep their best players.
I think they're going to tag your receiver, by the way.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see how that plays out because I know the history of his agent or agency when that happens, and that thing will run right up to the regular season. Like, oh, my hip.
Yeah. $28 million. You got to sign that $28 million, man. You've been making $3 million. They're going to give you $25 more million. You got to show up, don't you?
I think you show up once the games start, but I think they'll crank up the drama for us, and we'll see.
Come on, Jeffrey, be a little positive about something, huh?
I'm just saying. I know what happens. They're going to try to get it.
I'm trying to will this thing to happen. Yes, will it to happen.
I would love a non-eventful franchise tag, and he goes, "Yep, happy to do it. Here we go." That would be.
Wolchuk asked me a question yesterday on our Love of the Star. He asked me. He played the game. I think I did this right. Is tag, sign, and release.
Okay.
It's like fishing.
Yeah.
Tag, sign, release. Sound like a fishing show. I might do that podcast in the studio here. The names were Pickens, Clark, Williams.
You release Clark. You don't have to tag Williams yet. So you're tagging Pickens and you're signing Quinnen Williams. But
Williams. No, we're not Quinnen Williams. Running back Williams.
Oh, Javonte?
Yeah.
Sign Pickens, tag Javonte, release Kenny Clark. How much does Javonte need? Because he is still a running back.
Over the Cap says his valuation. I'm just using their number.
It's gone down now. It was at 14 when I did this segment.
I think it was at 10 when I last looked at it.
Okay, so it's come down. Yeah, he can have two for 20, 10 guaranteed. Yeah, he can have that, no problem. And we could tag Pickens. Yeah, no problem. That's no problem. No problem.
So, but you immediately said Clark. You're moving on from Clark, though. Release Clark.
I mean, I think that we can pretend it's not, but trading for Quinnen Williams was not the biggest endorsement of the fact that you had traded for Kenny Clark. The fact that you just signed a guy for $20 million a year and then you touted a guy that you traded he who shall not be named for with the picks, and you're like, this guy's going to fix our whole defense, and you have a historically bad defense and your run game's getting gashed. Yeah, I think you're going to get to the offseason when we start talking about how you want to spend money and add players. You're going to be like, oh, do we want that $21 million of Kenny's to spend, or do we want to keep him? And I don't know.
I think Steele's in the same spot.
Oh, I think Steele's out of here. I think Diggs is out of here. And then, like, for people who are weirdly, I saw somebody tagged me and like ESPN did a segment about how much the Cowboys are over the cap and how they can't do anything. The Cowboys, step one is restructure CeeDee Lamb. Step two is release Diggs and Steele. You're already under the cap. Don't listen to people make up stupid crap. They're idiots. Some person is in the super chat. He said, man, we need Revel to carry us in the secondary. And that will take us to where I want to go, which is
all right.
And now
13 minutes in. Congratulations, Jeff. Well done. Way to handle your show. That's a good job.
13:55. If somebody wants to put in the comments, hey, the Cowboys.
I think it was 14 minutes of really good conversation.
And I think the majority of people who watch us, there's always going to be people who don't like anything. I think the majority.
Why would they do that? Why would they not? Why would you watch and not like it?
Well, no, not that they don't like it. I think that the internet is a great place for poison. So like the internet's a great place to bitch about anything you can think of. And so it's like, you didn't until, don't watch this. They didn't until, and it's really just.
We have people say that, huh? Okay.
Well, but it's really just a peek into how that person feels. And so and not even about the show. It's really it's an internal thing. And I hope that everybody has a great time. And I think most people understand that I am ADHD as hell, and I will title the thing but we don't talk before the show about
Mhm.
what's going to be on the show.
That's
And
what
so
makes it
it's
fun.
going to be weird and unpredictable. You don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen. I just have to put a title in.
Mhm.
Okay. And that's what we do. And then I'll try to
Mhm.
get to the title at some point. So my title was Big Expectations for Revamped Cowboys Defense, question mark.
I got you. Yeah, you're gonna have some new dudes lined up.
Yeah,
Get
and so
ready.
we start with a super chat about Shavon Revel, and I ask you, Bryan Broaddus, over the next 8 weeks of football, will Shavon Revel be one of the Cowboys' 2 best cornerbacks?
Man, I sure bet on it when I wanted to get him drafted. He was one of my best corners in the draft last year before he got hurt. By the way, there's a kid named McCoy at Tennessee that's in the same spot that's in the draft. It's very similar. But the thing with Revel, I think if he's healthy, there's no way in hell you get him. You'd probably have had to have picked him at 12 if he was healthy. He's that kind of a player. Now, this is the unknown. And I think him, Britt Brown, those guys, he had the setback in camp. They're putting him on the field. He's full. He's going to go out there and compete. That is the one thing that son of a gun will do. He will go out there and compete. And, I was encouraged by what I saw in the Arizona game with Carson and his ability to compete. My hope is that Revel, because when he walks out there, I mean, he has got a chip on his shoulder. He's that kind of a player. The length, the size, the ability he's a ball hawk. He's not afraid to tackle. Go back and watch him play against Michigan and take on guys on the goal line to keep them from scoring touchdowns. And corners don't usually step up and play like that. I hope that's the player we get, because if that's the guy, he will be one of your better corners. Absolutely, no doubt about it.
He comes from a family of confidence, by the way. His
Mhm.
dad he watches the DLS Cowboys podcast. He was in our
He
chat yesterday.
he come on? Does he come on the show? He's come on shows before. I think I saw him on Law Nation, a clip of
Okay.
him. Yeah,
Well, I
and
guess
we
Clarence
ran
has a
into him.
relationship with him, and so,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he was watching our show, and he said, "If they try my boy 2 times, they're gonna
Yeah.
throw a pick." And I was just
Yeah.
laughing. I'm like, "Let's make sure we
I
keep him outside, keep
I
away
will
from
say this.
Bowers." He said, "If they try him with Bowers, they're
Yeah.
throwing a pick."
Yeah, I'll say this though, his dad was very much, like when we were at training camp, he was on the other side of the fence and he called us over and said, "Listen, don't put a timetable on my son right now." He was honest about it. We were all trying to, and he's like, "Don't do that." I mean, he's working through some things, but he was real honest about it, and he does. He's a very, very confident football player on film. No question about that.
Tommy Busters in the super chat, El Captain trade down. Yeah, of course, we're always trading down. We got multiple first round picks, so we got to do a trade down. Jeff,
Can,
start.
can I ask you a question real quick then on that thing, that trade down thing?
Yeah.
Which of the two picks, just as you sit right now, just as right now, which of the two picks, and you don't know the whole draft, but just in your mind, if you had to just guess, which of the two picks are you likely to trade down?
The lower one. Lower one, because now what are we looking at? We're 2 picks in the
I
first.
think we're 20. I think we're 20. I think we're 12 and 21 now.
Yeah, but are we
On
missing our 2 and our 3 now?
You do it. You don't have it. Yeah, Quinnen Williams is your 2 and Pickens is your 3.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get back into those rounds, and if I can move out of 1 and get 2 in the top 100 with the
If
second
you were to
one.
move, you think you'll move the second one before you move the first one?
Um, that's my guess for now. Had to see how
I
many.
think that first one might have some serious value to it,
Well,
right
we
there
gotta
in
see
the
how many guys we think belong that high in the draft, and if it's another one of those years where you're
You're
like,
getting close.
"Eh."
Yeah. No, we'll be fine. I think of the 15 guys I've done, I think I got 10 so far in the first.
Okay. So, let me see how this thing shapes up and I'll let you
Yeah.
know. Roman Wolf Gaming's in the super chat. Jeff started Discord so we can compare drafts. I'm a ways off from doing that, but maybe we can think about it. He also said we need a corner without an ACL tear. Will Lee the third. Don't know who that is yet, but I'll be happy to know when I know.
I will say this. I think if they're talking about McCoy, and I haven't seen Will Lee play, but I mean, listen, you go watch the 2024 tape of McCoy play at Tennessee. I think he's better than Revel. I mean, that's the kind of, and he got hurt in January. So they're trying to get him back to, he likely will be the first corner off the board. Very
Vance
likely.
in the super chat. I can't wait to watch the LSU guy, by the way. I've seen him live a couple of times, and he's
no, he's a good player too. Yeah.
Vance dropping a 50 bomb, celebrating my Gundy birthday today. Appreciate both of y'all along with the rest of the crew. Since we're talking draft, what is your biggest scouting hit and scouting miss? I don't think you can miss bigger than I missed on Sky Moore. I don't think it's possible to miss bigger than that. I still blame Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid for not knowing how to use my guy. And I don't know on hit. That's top of my mind. I don't know. The ones that I end up proud of, the picks that I end up proud of are when you're watching a guy and it's like, okay, the NFL is not going to love him because he's not the perfect size or the perfect whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Darius Washington helped the Ravens defense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And nobody drafted him. And it was like, no, he's just too small. And I'm like, well, I've seen him play and he can freaking play. And he did.
Mm-hmm.
And guys like Anthony Brown and Xavier Woods, who made NFL careers and were 4-year starters for the Cowboys or more, that were late round picks that you liked more than where they got picked. Those are the ones I'm proud of, where it's like, told you, better than where he got picked. NFL starter. How about that? So I don't have a big name in mind, but those kind of
my biggest misses and maybe biggest hits come from the quarterback group. And that could be a dicey
Josh
position.
Allen and Paxton Lynch.
Those are Blake Bortles and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Same way. I mean, it's same way. You get violent swings with players. That's the nature of this thing, man. Especially at that position, because that could propel you forward for years, or it could set you back for years. And so those are the ones that bother me the most. Those types of, I think Joey Harrington is another one that bothers me. The Rosen kid from UCLA bothers me.
Yep.
Those are the guys that you kind of look at and you just go, God, what was I thinking there?
Trey Dog is in the super chat, a little 20 bomb there. With our 2 first-round picks this year, would you guys draft BPA or stick to your needs? Okay, see, we tried to talk Cowboys. It's not what the people want. It's not what the people want. We need a D end no matter what. Linebacker, cornerback. Our secondary is horrible. But if good cornerback, but Arvell Reese is there, you going needs or BPA?
Geez, take Arvell Reese.
I'm going BP. I'm going best player available with every pick I have that's in a top 20 forever. Like, sure, need factors in when you get to the 131st pick. If you're picking the best players, it's going to work out great. And if you're picking the best players and it doesn't totally fit your roster perfectly, trade the dude whose job they're going to take. Like, that's how you build the best team, is you get the best players. And then if that best player means, whoops, now I got too many at that spot, whatever will I do? I'll call a team and I'll trade him that guy for the position I need. There's a reason that there are more ways to add players. The draft one is about getting the best players with the best value every time because they play for cheap. All
right, Jeff, this is a question. I don't have money to give you, but I answer the question anyway. I'll ask you this question.
All right.
Because I was going to ask this question. Vach and I got it on our show this morning. We got some draft stuff we're going to talk about.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him this question. Give me an idea of something you always hung your hat on in the draft, but it's starting to become incorrect.
Okay. Let me think through positions and think if there's a trait that I'm thinking of that I've hung my hat on. Because, I'm very dismissive of the run game in general. Maybe like the power running back that isn't a big-time receiver.
Complete player guy?
Yeah. Maybe the linebacker.
How about the short-armed offensive lineman?
I've always, I think, been a little against the grain there. I don't. That's not for me. Like I watch
the one I struggle with. How about the one I struggle with is the weak offensive tackle?
Yeah, I'll probably always be out on that. If they overcome,
but then these son of a guns, they find a way to play.
Yeah,
they find a way to play. Short wide receiver.
What about the wide receiver?
Short.
No, I love them. No, short wide receiver is great. I love a short wide receiver. He get open, catch the ball.
Quarterbacks that can't run.
Oh, one of my favorite hits, and not that it's oh my God, I can't believe you got that one right, because he was going to go in the first round. Or maybe some people didn't think so. But like Devontae Smith, he's too small, he'll break. I was like, I watched him play at Alabama and get off press coverage with no problem and get hit with no problem. Like if it ain't on tape, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's skinny. Yeah, well, skinny won the game last night because he went up and got a football over a adult person. I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to think about it. What do I know?
Yeah, there's always these things in the draft that stop us from looking at from really seeing what a player is.
Yeah.
And there's, throughout, short quarterback. The short quarterback for a while there was kind of in vogue. And now it's kind of
I don't hate the short quarterback. Like I liked Dylan Gabriel. And he's, I don't know. How short is short?
Under 6 foot?
Yeah, I do kind of side-eye it a little bit.
Yeah.
Side-eye it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
I'd like him to be able to see over people. But again, it's one of those things where does he have a problem moving in the pocket? Is he getting the ball batted down all the time because he's short? No. Okay, then we're not going to worry about it.
Right.
Dirk's in the super chat. Looking forward to hearing from your thoughts on David Bailey from Texas Tech when you get to him.
I was talking to Wolchuk about him last night. Really exceptional pass rusher. Zach feels like that maybe, and I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but he'll say it himself, that maybe there needs to be some work in the run element of his game, run defense.
That's the way it goes with some of these guys. Some of these guys are pass rushers.
Yeah, but Zach says he's a playing Jesse for sure.
Nina's in the super chat with new and returning players. What's a realistic time frame for the defense to gel as a unit? Yeah, so you got Revel.
That's a good question. That's a good question because you got a lot of guys. This thing might look a little wild.
Do you think Logan Wilson will be the starting middle linebacker from starting Monday?
I think he might. I think he absolutely might.
Do you think DeMarvion Overshown is a starting weak side linebacker?
I think there's a possibility of that too. So I think you might have 4 guys.
Yeah.
That when it's all said and done. Yeah, and it might be the greatest thing ever for Cowboy defense, or it might be wheels off. Nobody knows what the hell's going on.
That's okay, because Nina, here's what I'm going to tell you about this. I'm going to tell you a secret about.
That's a really good question, Nina. By the way, that's really good.
I'm going to tell you a secret about that question. However long it takes to gel, they can't be worse. Can't be. Okay. What are you going to do? Give up 40? That's what they do. What are you going to do? They're going to run it down our throat? That's what they do.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What are we going to do? Not cover well? That's what we do.
There's some questions. Like you said, it could, she's asked a really good question because we're all thinking like it can't be worse, but maybe it can be.
If they score 40, I'm like, yeah, that's the guys I know. If they give up 40, that's something. Yeah. Love you, Jeff. Love you, B-Dog. I bet Bryan is a ground and pound in the okay. Anywho, shout out to the troops and shout out to men's mental health. I do support both of those statements. Happy Veterans Day and take care of your chickens. The chickens was the money, right? Chickens is money. Yeah. Take care of your.
And that comes from Marshawn Nealon, right? Mm-hmm. Not Marshawn. Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch. My apologies. Yeah.
Well, you had Marshawn Nealon on the brain, and of course,
I did have that Marshawn on my brain. So yeah, but yeah, Lynch.
Roman Wolf Gaming in the chat again. If we don't sign Pickens, draft Tate or Chris Bell. Yeah, you going after receivers there.
Okay. All right. Now I'll tell you what. Ohio State Tate is an interesting player, is a very interesting player. Now, here's a guy that you're not, Jeff, you're going to not know what he runs, but he plays, he's one of those quicker than fast guy. He'll go get the football. He's an exceptional route runner is what he is. He missed the game last week with a hamstring injury. They were okay against Purdue. They didn't need him, but you watch this kid play, he'll go get the football. He's an exceptional route runner, and that's the thing about you watch those Ohio State kids and the way they navigate. They're so well coached with how they do that stuff. But he's a guy that might be around when your first pick might be.
Vance in the super chat is the complaints about the Williams trade come down to this. People know Mike is a dude, but they're unaware that Quinnen is a dude as well. If anybody's unaware that Quinnen Williams is a dude, you will find out. Quinnen Williams is absolutely a dude, and he will help everybody around him. He's going to make everybody better. Dro knows. Are we looking for a boundary corner so Bland can back into the slot? My favorite corner in this class is Malik Muhammad from Texas. Could we move on draft day? Also like linebacker Tony Hill.
Sounds like my man Dro Nodes sounds like he's a Texas fan, is what he's talking about. Hill, and
it does kind of look that way. Tony Hill is a guy that I was watching right before we started this, and
what'd you think?
CJ Allen territory. I'm like, yeah, that's a starting NFL linebacker. If you told me you picked Tony Hill or CJ Allen with the late 2 or a 3rd round pick, I'd go, all right, that makes sense. But I love the Ohio State guys. I would pick the Ohio State guys.
I think is it Styles is who the one of them is the one.
Sonny Styles. He wears number 0.
I think I scouted his dad or Lorenzo. I think it was his dad.
Okay. He's a ball player, dude. He's a ball player. Those Ohio State linebackers are just so smooth with, no, you can't block me. Get off of me. I'm making this play on the run. And I tell you, Sonny Styles, as I was watching, I was like,
does he remind you of anybody you've seen? Does he remind you of anybody we'd know?
Yeah, Arvell Reese. But without the
fanfare,
a little less explosiveness and a little less of a pass rusher. I mean, honestly, to get the right vein of who these guys are, and this is the problem with draft. I'm just trying to think of guys that Ohio State, I think they're both really capable dropping into coverage, recovering, good run players. Like, it's the Fred Warner mold. It's the very big linebacker, but big doesn't mean they can't change direction, and big doesn't mean they can't cover.
I like what you're saying.
Like, the Ohio State dudes are ballers. Yeah. I'll take either one of them dudes in a heartbeat. You take Arvell Reese with your first round pick. You take Sonny with your second first round pick, and we are cooking. We are cooking. Okay, we got to go. We're running. We did too much time here. We got all the super chats knocked out. Yeah, we got all the super chats knocked out.
Thanks, folks.
Almost sorry for how our show is, except I'm not, because it's the way I like to broadcast. So thanks for stopping by, and feel free to complain in the comments, because I can hide those from people with one click. Have a great day, Bryan. Crown Global Media. Make sure you're following it on YouTube, okay? Remember, you have no